Hi, class. I'm Shawnette Williams, and I'm going to present to you my bag portrait project. My topic that I'm going to discuss and present to you stems around the area of resilience. I'm working with the theory of resilience, and more specifically, how to build and design a resilience program for adult learners and in workplace settings. As you become a little bit more familiar with resilience and what it is, we hear the word a lot lately. We hear it on television commercials. We hear it in politics. We hear it in all domains, but it's a form of positive psychology, but it's not psychology per se. There are four established domains of resilience that are anchored by a fifth. The four primary domains are physical, emotional, mental, spiritual. And somewhere when those four all overlap in the middle, you have what's called balance. And I, in my training, will often refer to it as coherence. And what I try and do is help my clients and help people find that balance so that one particular domain is not dominating the others, specifically in a negative way. Most of us, as you learn a little bit more about resilience, most of us will find that it's the emotional domain that is really what's off track and what needs a little bit more attention to, a little bit more understanding in order to help establish that balance back. Emotions alone are not good or bad, but they do have either a renewing or a depleting effect on our bodies, especially in a physiological manner, and therefore they affect our performance. And so, what I would like to do is help people understand what resilience is, identify what their resilience level is, and then help them build resilience capacity in the effort to increase their performance. And that's in any area of their life, whether it's you're an athlete, whether you are a student, whether you're an educator, firefighter, veteran, healthcare worker. It can go in so many different directions. Corporate America. I first became familiar with resilience and the training through the Department of the Army. They have a program established along with UPenn, which is called the Master Resilience Training Program. And it's built upon 4 levels. Number 1 being an entry-level trainer, level 2 being a facilitator, level 3 being an assistant instructor, and level 4 being the primary instructor. And this program is implemented by training in teams. And so you will have all levels that make up this team along with military service members. From that training, I was actually able to be certified at the 2nd level, so I am a facilitator, and I work at the division level helping train and certify trainers. So that's very important for me because I do love to teach, I do love to instruct, and it's a little bit different doing it in a team aspect instead of just me totally being in charge. But through that training, I was also able to gain another certification where I have my own private license through a company based out of California. So I am licensed and certified to train in large group, corporate level, and then I am currently finishing off my individual coaching mentoring certification, which will be official in a couple weeks. And all in all, I've been doing this training as a whole for the last 6 years. And being that I'm a military member myself, as we really dug deep into the training, I just saw how effective it was due to the nature of digging into a lot of self-awareness and how we can best help people be better versions of themselves. I would like to establish a program that provide strategies that encourage and support effective and sustainable practice of personal resilience that leads to performance enhancement. That's my overall goal. And coaching and mentoring alone is not about fixing people or their issues. Rather, it's getting to know people and their situations through dialogue and supporting them in finding their own solutions. Part of my role is instructional in helping individuals identify their sources of stress and energy drains. I also help them gain greater self-awareness. Now, because this is the nature of what I do, I'm very sensitive about it because through my discovery, I've learned that I definitely operate from an emotional domain. And that can be a pro and it can also be a con. So I'm going to present to you my bag portrait. And right now, I've completed this portion of what I allow people to see about me. Because I wear several hats, I am military. I've been in 25 years. I'm still serving. I am working on my PhD. And a lot of people I work with find it very difficult to find time for school. And I'm actually ahead of a lot of my peers and my superiors with my education. So it's often thought of like, wow, she's a hard charger. How did she accomplish so much while she's still serving? And I have the representation of the military because through that, we're bound by certain codes and ethics and honor. I always try and act in a courageous, honorable, and ethical way, integrity, and I take those things to heart. The rainbow represents me. I've always thought that I was kind of a make everybody happy type person. That's my personality, and that's the image I like to project. So I want to project, a strong career, earn medals, awards. I'm very accomplished in my education. I project positivity to everybody because they know me as Shawnette Williams or Master Sergeant Williams, the resilience trainer, and she's always positive because she's always talking about emotions and positive psychology. All of this is tied into my family. I wasn't able to get any colored pictures that I could print where I'm at right now. I don't have a color printer, but I will be adding those on there. Okay. What I'm really anxious to discuss would be what I call my shadow side. So on this side, the things that I try and keep hidden from people. I chose this pattern because it's dark and it's whimsical. And this represents all the challenges and all the things that I juggle day in and day out. And I try and do it without letting people know that anything is wrong and that really nothing is chaotic in my life when really it is because I'm juggling a lot. And as I raise the bag up, you will see my first layer with a happy face and a big cheesy emoji because that's usually where I start off and that's what I let people see. But I call this my fade to black. So then my times get darker as far as you'll start seeing shades of gray. You see emojis that show my uncertainty, my worry, my doubt. You'll even see the one that has a band-aids across the mouth to shut them up because there's times where I really have no filter and there's so many things I want to say, but I can't because of my profession or I don't want to hurt somebody's feelings and just be blunt. And that leads to a little bit of panic, a little bit of anger, and scariness. And as you can see, as I'm fading to black, my grays get darker and darker, where it leads to me just completely being unhappy. And we have emojis that have tears because there are many times that I really feel like crying, but I won't let anybody know that. And it all stems from all these different negative emotions that I juggle with and that side of me that I don't want people to see. And ultimately that black mask, because as I fade to black, I feel like I put that mask on. as a resilience trainer, I feel that I have to be stoic and I have to be strong. And sometimes I forget that I am human and that as I go through my academics, as I go through my work and my career, things are happening. And although I'm being resilient and I'm getting through it, it's not always easy. What I would like to do is help others through what I'm learning to work through. And I'm learning through this exercise right now that it's okay to be a bit human. And I thought about this as I reflected on what I was going to put on my bag. And I thought, hey, you have a whole lot that you don't let people see because you feel like it's not okay to let them see that. And at times, I guess there is the right time to let them see what we don't want to be seen, because it's really nothing bad. It's just human. I'm human, and I do go through my challenges and through my emotions. So at the end of the day, I hope through my research that I will be able to identify more specific areas of resilience that I think can be collaborated into an effective program. I would like to establish a program that will work really well for adult learners, that maybe can be implemented in the higher education institutions, and as well as for employers that can be implemented in workplace and employee wellness. So that is all I have for now. Thank you.